Sani Berlakuan, and the Masjid number is H21A2195. Today, I want to present about our group assignment, which is methodology research. So, I will cover for part introduction, background of the study, and problem statement. Suicide is defined as deliberate act of self-harm with the goal of ending one's life. When someone harms themselves with the goal of terminating their life but not pass away as a result of the acts, it is referred to as a suicide. Suicide is more likely to occur among those who have experienced, for example, bullying or sexual harassment. In addition, suicide is still one of the leading cases of death for children. Numerous young individuals lose their life as a result. It also has unsettling mental and socio-economic repercussions. For problem statement, this contributing factor to student suicide cases is widespread in society, especially among students. There are many factors that can lead to student suicide. Previous studies in the general population has revealed a number of risk factors for suicidal ideation. Kewa and its colleagues concluded that academic stress is the primary cause of depression among Korean students, despite the fact that depression also affects students who attend school where there are discernible cultural differences.
Research objective. We have three research objectives, which is to examine effect, factors, and experience on suicidal cases among university students. Second is to determine intention towards suicidals depend on suicidal ideation, self-esteem, and depression level. And thirdly is to identify if suicidal cases increase can give impact to the social life problems. Research question. For the research question, we also have three questions, which is what the significant effect, factor, and experience on suicidal cases among university students. And second is, do suicidal cases among university students depend on suicidal ideation, self-esteem, and depression level make intention towards suicides. And thirdly is, if suicidal cases increase, how the impact can give the social life problems.
Hello, my name is Mama Asmasuna. Today I would like to present about literature review. In this study, we know the meaning literature in context of research. The meaning is published or unpublished scientific article, and more objectively described, such as expand, evaluate, and summarize. In this case, we research about suicide case among student university. We examine the cases, identify the factors, and determine intention to suicide cases. In this study, we identify the independent variable and dependent variable. Independent variable is suicide ideation, self-esteem, and depression level. Dependent variable is intention towards suicide. In this study, we can identify relationship independent variable between dependent variable. Suicide ideation. Suicide ideation is the interpersonal psychological theory of suicide. Depression in Malaysian university students make them feel like a burden to others and lack of social support. However, a person may not feel burden if he feels and believes that his presence is meaningful, and his sense of belonging can also be protected if he believes that he belongs to some extent to his social environment. These two factors, a sense of social belonging and a sense of social meaning, are part of another structure called meta. In the word, the IPTS explains that if a person feels important enough that he does not have noticeable tension and block belonging, he has suicidal thought. Self-esteem. Self-esteem appears to play a similar role in reducing suicidal ideation by reducing depression. Elliot, Cow, and Grant study mediation and self-confidence are significantly correlated. Students' sensory self-esteem was significantly related to whether they feel the method to others. People who feel unimportant to others are likely to evaluate their identify as negative. Feeling of indifference protect people from lower state self-esteem, leading the second hypothesis that self-esteem mediates the effect of meaning on depression. Depression level. Depression level has been reported to be a strong and frequent predictor of suicidal ideation. Ang and Huang report that depression explains 74% of the variance in suicidal ideation. Depression cause of various factors in Asia study in US. Carnegie and College suggest that depression in their population is due gap between family culture and the fact they are more accustomed to the US. No significant culture difference are despite the depression. In Malaysia, depression cause of lack spiritually and perceived social support. Since depression can be caused by many factors, it is worth discussing from a theoretical perspective how depression causes suicidal thought.
The theory has shown the idea of suicide starts from suffering and loss of hope. However, suffering is not the main factor for someone to commit suicide, but losing hope is the main factor because from a moral point of view, a person will be lost when he loses hope. In addition, the suicidal ideation will occur as the level of suffering and loss of hope increases. This can be driven by various factors. In the beginning, a person has a simple suicidal ideation, but if the suicidal ideation is increasing, which causes the person to become determined. Other than that, the first hypothesis for this report is there is a relationship between mental health and intention towards suicide. Besides, the second hypothesis is there is a relationship between sources of income and intention towards suicide. The last hypothesis is there is a relationship between substance abuse and intention towards suicide.
Hi, I will continue with Chapter 3, Research Methodology. In this chapter, there are several sections, namely research design, population and sampling technique, instrument and data analysis. Okay, firstly, research design. A research design is a collection of techniques for carrying out research, ranging from general assumption to particular data gathering methodologies. Then this plan comprise a lot of decisions that we make, and there are no need to follow them in any specific sequence. There are three major techniques that are advanced, subjective, quantitative, and combined techniques. Quantitative research investigate the connection between variables in order to put objective hypothesis to the test. These factors may then be measured with tools yielding numerical data that can be analyzed statistically. Okay, next, population and sample. In this section, we need to know how many people make up the population that we plan to study initially before we begin our research. The large population that researchers are researching is known as the target population. The term is target population and population are frequently used interchangeably. Population is the largest group of individuals who share similar traits. Then about the sampling is the process of gathering data from a location, institution or phenomenon. Then the sample size is generally always smaller than the total population size. Okay, now it's about sampling techniques. Sampling is the process of selecting a sufficient number of objects from a population in order to evaluate the sample and compare its property or characteristic in order to extrapolate those qualities or characteristics to the full population. Using an approach based on probability theory, a researcher chooses a sample from a broader population using probability sampling. Then there is non-probability sampling is defined as sampling method in which samples are chosen depending on the random selection. The researcher's subjective judgment was used. Numerous factors, including suicidal ideation, low self-esteem, and depression levels, contribute to suicide among students. If these suicide factors can be handled, it is granted that the percentage of student suicide would drop, which will have a good influence on Malaysian education level. Okay, then instrument. A research instrument is a tool used to collect data on what the researcher does while investigating a subject. For instance, questionnaire, survey, scale, and interview. Data for this study were gathered from internet and various articles. Lastly is about data analysis. Research data analysis, according to Licum and Censur, is the process with research interpret data as narrative and draw conclusion from those narratives. The first of three crucial events that take place during the data analysis process is data organization. The second strategy for data reduction that is known to be include summarization and categorization. In facilities, the detection and connection of patterns and themes in data. Data analysis is the third and final method, and researchers use both top-down and bottom-up approach to perform it.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Nashaira binti Rasli and my metric number is H2A2478. I will present about discuss the aspect result of the study and what are we hope you for in completion of the proposed study. Based on the research that has been reviewed, the study has concluded that suicide is a serious public health issue in Malaysia, especially among university students, which require urgent action to control it. Suicide factors such as psychiatric disorder, family complicity, relationship problems, lack of social support, academic stress should be taken into account to develop suicide prevention program. Organizing honest breathing program among parents and students about mental health issue can also help reduce the existing social stigma about suicide is recommended based on the current findings. Our hope is that the community should play a major role by caring about signs of depression shown by teenagers in particular so that they can be detected more early and can be treated immediately to deal with the desire.
In conclusion, this research is to study about the factor of suicide cases among university students. Due to that, we have identified few factors, which is suicide ideation, self-esteem, and depression level. As a result, we have complete the detail of this study in our report. Have a look.